for those of you who care about Columbia as it was designed, what will you do to preserve the Village Center concept, which includes a supermarket in every village center?
All right, so to sort of mix this up a little bit, we'll start with the county council, since she wasn't posing to do it, and we'll do it in reverse. Yes, if you'll start.
Curveball. Well, I think I know you're talking about the Giant Leap and the Wild Lake Center. I think though that in the past we had opportunities to have other chains come in and work with us. We seem to have lost those opportunities through whatever reason. I know that the free market offers an opportunity for other businesses and other supermarkets to come in. There's other ones I know. There's a new supermarket that I've just heard about on the radio that was coming in down in the Fulton area called Bloom. It doesn't appear to be a huge chain requiring huge amounts of space. They were talking about being a food store, so I mean, we can bring in Trader Joe's and all those kinds of things. A free market will let those things come in, and we certainly encourage that.
All right, Ms. Higgins.
Well, I think it's essential for us to continue the concept that makes Columbia unique. And in that regard, it means that we have to protect our village centers. They may not look the same as we go into the future, but the concept of having our services close to us must remain. And I actually came here tonight to ask each and every one of you who cared about the Wild Lake Village Center to meet with me after this meeting to talk about what we can do, how we can be proactive about what will be happening in our village center, and take what we want forward to the village board. I personally would like to see us have a commission that started yesterday, not tomorrow, to all of the major players to look at what will be the best thing that we can possibly do in Wild Lake, and then potentially use that as we go forward and anticipating things in the other villages.
Thank you.
I too am in favor of preserving the village concept. I mean, that's what makes Columbia Columbia. So when the villages, the community centers become outdated, then I'm in favor of redesigning, redeveloping, but still maintaining the essential elements that were originally there. Some type of grocery store, dry cleaners, small restaurants, things like that. So I've lived in Owen Round, Long Ridge, Kings Drive, and Cedar Ridge. I've lived in just about every village of Columbia, and I really enjoy all the village centers. So I definitely want to retain that feel.
Well, let me first say that in the beginning, I talked a lot about community gathering places, and the village centers to me are the crucial piece of that. And so many of us in the villages that we live in, it is the village center that really holds the heart and soul of how we feel our village is thriving or not thriving. But one of the things that I think is important to understand is that for years, the Rouse Company did a lot of work behind the scenes to protect the village centers, and that meant when there was a competing grocery store that was trying to get in, they did everything they could to crowd them out. Well, that's not going to happen anymore, and so to me, it is time for the county to step up and to start saying the village centers are important enough for the vitality of this community that we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that it fits that original model and that original vision. Thank you.
Mr. Merton?
I sit on the Economic Development Authority Strategic Planning Committee, and up to this year, retail development has never been part of their mission. They've always gone on after office development, scientific research, etc. They've never had retail as part of their strategic planning. We do have that now in the EDA's mission. And my experience with the Economic Development Authority is when they go after something, they're very successful. We need to partner with county government, Economic Development Authority, the community, and the retail businesses to find out what makes it work, what will make it work to keep those schools here. At the end of the day, it's up to the free market, but we need to inject some creativity in our zoning process, We need to take a holistic approach, as I mentioned before, so not only looking at what's happening downtown Columbia, but how does what happens downtown Columbia affect the village centers, particularly the village centers that are closest to downtown.
Thank you. Mr. Wellens?
It's not the first time that stores or grocery stores have left certain village centers. So my administration would like to look at just why that is particularly. I think we have to make the climate such, the business climate that's very attractive. And I think it's a part of the character of the village centers that we have in Columbia. And I think absolutely we ought to have a grocery store there at Wild Lake. And all of them for that matter, Kingston Tribans. I think we ought to have things that are going to be, that are affordable and accessible to the community. It's part of the landscape. It's part of what makes the village centers what they are. And so my administration would work with economic development, work with the village centers themselves, the Columbia Association, to ensure that every one of these village centers has a grocery store.
Thank you. It's a great question. Thank you. And candidly, we know that when the food store went out in Oakland Mills, how that affected the psychology of the community. So many of the villages, or all the villages, are tied psychologically to their village centers. And so I understand that. And I am excited about the potential to see the village center, especially at Wild Lake, invigorated. You know, I've been working with Kimco for quite some time. We've known that giant in Wild Lake was going to go out as soon as their lease was up. What surprised Kimco and a number of us was that they are going to close the doors before their lease is up. They've been losing money for a long time. The fact is that when Jim Rouse developed the village centers, food stores were very small. So that Wild Lake Village Center, which has a 40-year lease, is 23,000 square feet. It's the smallest in their entire fleet of all of Stop and Shop and everything. So we do have some exciting things happening. I want to mention Rita's. How great is Rita's in this center? And then it's brought right back to this village center. So I only have a minute, I'm sorry, but we're going to do a lot
Thank
more.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, one of the community groups that I'm working with now, trying to stop development, is the Thunder Hill Action Committee. And there's a proposed development there at 175 and Thunder Hill Road, strip center, commercial, and townhouses, etc. And the community is up in arms, 200 or 300 citizens up in arms, trying to prevent that from occurring. They're trying to prevent the destruction or adverse impact that retail center out of 175 would have on the village center itself. Oakland Mills, over the years, has had more new stores than any other village. So the Dunbar administration would take on Rouse's role of protecting all the village centers in Howard County and keep out as much of the retail stores that would adversely impact our village centers. Thank you.